was a struggle. A struggle, keywords, page after page, trying to find reviews on e.l.f.'s 2 holiday items I was interested in at my local Target. Any reviews from somebody with darker skin, because I just wasn't sure how it was going to work on my skin tone. So I did pick up the 2 items myself. One is the Candid Cheeks Palette. It's 2 highlighters, 2 bronzers, 2 shimmer blushes, and 2 matte blushes. They both come in this packaging here, again, sold at Target. And then the other one is the eyeshadow palette. It's the chocolate eyes and the name Sugar Cookie. So it's only 1 cheek palette, 1 shade option. That indicates that this product is going to be marketed towards that middle ground of shade, skin tone shades. So the medium skin tones, light skin tones and up, pale skin. Anybody with like rich skin tones, darker skin tones, we're very limited on the option. We have a rose tone highlighter here, more of that bronze tone, mid-tone neutral shade right there. Mixing the 2 shades, the color I feel is nice. However, the formula is what's wrong. It's very dry. You put your brush in and it just kicks up so much powder. Very dry, patchy on the skin. I was not impressed. I wasn't impressed with the finger swatch when I was playing around with it. So I'm like, this just is not going to work for me as far as my quality standards for a highlighter. This bronzer shade here threw me for a loop. Again, this palette being marketed to that middle ground skin tone, I'm shocked that anybody other than pale skin is going to be able to have this show up on their skin tone. It's a neutral golden tone tan shade, so it's going to work great for someone with pale skin. But light skin tones and medium light to medium skin tones, this is not even going to show up. So again, I'm surprised that that's even in there. This blush here I'm very neutral on. It's not a color that would show up flattering on my skin. It's going to actually look too ashy. This is just going to be a personal preference. Do you like tones of blushes, that cool tone? Again, also gearing more towards somebody with pale skin tone. The matte blush row is where I see a lot more options depending on your skin tone. So pale skin, fair skin, light skin tone, medium skin tones, medium light. All this, you're going to be able to see it show up more on your skin. And then it's just an option of what shade do you want? What colors do you like? And when I tap my brush once into each one, or just go straight across and get all the colors, it actually does show up on me. It's a very natural, what I would like to say, that rosy flush tone on my skin tone. I can build it up, like by the second time application, it starts to show up, but it still is not that stronger pigment level that I would like. I also see the cheek palette as a great gift to give to someone who is very young. So if you want to get something for, like a little girl or a little boy that's into makeup to play with, they don't really know the difference between all this pigment and quality levels here. It's a great gift for them to play around with. They could care less. But for an adult, especially a makeup lover, I would bypass. I would more so look at these standalone blushes and bronzers that are already in e.l.f.'s existing line. If you want to stay in e.l.f. to give as a holiday gift. Moving on to the eyeshadow palette and Sugar Cookie, you get 7 mattes and you get 8 shimmers in the palette. Overall, the tone of the palette is a neutral base with the pops of colors. So you have the green and then you have the gold, for the festive, and this very light pink here. Here is how all the mattes in my crease built up, how they look on my skin tone, and I just used my regular primer base. I didn't go in with anything like a white base to try and increase the pigment. And you can see it on me. It's going to be that very natural neutral tone on my skin tone. You can use a brush, a flat shader brush, but I feel to get that pigment level, like the richness, and for it to look opaque on the lid, I recommend going in with your finger for every one of the shimmer. I just feel that just brings it to another level. And I think psychologically it makes you feel like, wow, I got a good deal. I paid $10 and these shimmers just look amazing. That's just me. And the shimmers will also show up, I feel, on a lot of different skin tones, including dark skin and rich tones, because again, it's the color that you see here in the pan. What's going to come off on your finger is going to translate on the eyelid. It's just the mattes that are definitely going to, I feel, be skin tone specific. This also would work good for a very, young child to play around in some makeup. Again, they're not going to care about the pigment and so forth. And then if you're looking to give it as a gift to an adult, like a starter makeup, this would be a nice palette to give to them too, depending on their skin tone. So those are my overall thoughts on the eyeshadow palette and the Candid Cheek palette for the holidays. Target exclusives. If they are on E.L.F's website, of course, I'll link them down below. Thank you everyone for stopping by and watching. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Happy holidays. Look out for yourself and for one another. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.